Hello, Katie. Welcome to Stockholm, welcome to Sweden, and to the 4th annual edition of the Data Innovation Summit. We are really pleased that you joined us here, and thanks to Reddit for joining us. So before we go on, please tell us more about yourself, your background.
Sure. I originally had intended to be a linguist, but that ended up being something that it introduced me to a lot of statistical techniques and modeling, and I thought that stuff was so cool. I wanted to do more of that, so I ended up moving into a direction that was more oriented around computational linguistics and natural language processing, and from there I kind of pivoted into more of a general data role. I worked for a while in natural language search, then moved over into ad tech for a while, and now I'm at Reddit.
Super. So, Katie, you are the opening presenter on the data engineering stage about NLP for online conversation, describing tools, techniques for addressing this unique type of language. So, in the synopsis, you have beautifully described that as people live more of their lives online, there is a growing need for high-quality natural language processing on social media posts, which I agree fully, chat logs and forum replies. So although many are working with NLP for a long time, it's really still the early days, still kind of immature. So what are some of the main challenges of NLP, especially in the context of artificial intelligence?
Yeah, for me, I think some of the biggest challenges come from just representing language data well. Information in language is incredibly dense. There's so many levels of meaning, from the actual sounds of the words themselves to the social context or the type of writing you're trying to do. Like, you will write differently for a news article versus a social media post versus a novel. And being able to capture that well is really hard to do. So being able to represent language data in a way that captures all of the relevant information is definitely the biggest challenge.
And according to your expertise, despite all of these buzz and hype created, can you explain in short terms the differences between AI, machine learning, NLP, and deep learning? These are all 4 things similar, but not the same.
Yeah, and people use them interchangeably a lot too. In my opinion, AI is mostly a buzzword. There are things that we have today that would have been considered AI in the past. So, for example, machine translation, that would have seemed so futuristic, but now it happens automatically.
It's old-fashioned now.
So AI, a lot of times, is something it's a marketing department describing what a data scientist or a data engineer is doing. Or it might be kind of in a tongue-in-cheek way described as the thing that we can't do yet, sort of a moving target. Machine learning is definitely more of a concrete thing, and that's taking data and using it to find patterns and make predictions about the future.
Yeah.
So that it's making a computer program that can program itself using data and finding patterns. NLP is a series of tools and techniques for transforming language data, which is somewhat unstructured, into something that's machine readable. And traditionally, before 2013, that was mostly done with hard written rules that were capturing actual knowledge about the language, but now it's mostly done in an automatic way, using things like word vectors. NLP is often achieved with machine learning, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. Traditional approaches to things like named entity recognition, for example, are done with just matching words that are known to refer to an actual entity in the real world, like a country name or a currency. And then deep learning is a specific type of machine learning that is built doing a neural network. And neural networks are just big systems of equations. And the more equations you have in there, the more layers you have in your network, and you get the deep part from having so many layers.
When it comes to NLP in artificial intelligence, according to your expertise, how human accurate can it be? Of course, it's evolving, but what's the state of it now?
Sure. It's much better than it has been previously, and we've had some really crazy advances in the past half decade or so. But whether it's human level accurate is something that really depends on the task you're trying to do. So there are some things that a NLP algorithm might be better at than a person. Something that's usually like pretty mechanical, something like part of speech tagging, That's probably going to be more accurate if it's done by a machine. But there are a lot of other things that they're not better than humans. Those are usually things that require social judgments. So if you're trying to, say, build a model to classify something as sarcastic or not, that's probably not going to be better than a human. Machines are really bad at that kind of thing.
That is. But with these trends and everything that is going on, you can never say no, right?
Yeah.
Anything can happen. So one final question, the trends of NLP in 2019, what can we expect in the near future?
Sure. I think probably some of the big things we're going to see are better representations. So some of the newest state-of-the-art models like BERT, those are different ways of representing language data that are more high fidelity, I suppose you could say. They're capturing more parts of language. They're capturing the words themselves, they're capturing sub-features of the words, they're capturing word order. It's representing language in a way that's far more dense and hopefully going to become very helpful in terms of doing downstream tasks better. I think we can also start seeing models trained on even larger corpora, and that's partly coming from just compute being way cheaper. TPUs are something you can just get from Google Cloud now. That's something that's going to really change NLP too.
Katie, thank you very much. Thank you for being part of the Data Innovation Summit, for your presentation, and for conducting this interview with us. Thank you. My pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.